Hi guys, so today I'm going to take you through Kakamega Forest. Kakamega Forest is a tropical rainforest situated in Kakamega, Vihiga and Nandi counties of Kenya. It is a mid-altitude tropical rainforest with various animals, birds and snakes. We equally have a good number of wild fruits like the guavas among others. And of course, being a rainforest, we have at least 28 snake species, which include the cobras and other West African species such as green snakes, Jameson mambas, the gaboon vipers, among many other snake species. We also have cases of pythons. Then we also have a number of lizards, and by that mostly I mean the monitor lizards, amphibians, and we also have a good number of butterflies. Otherwise, the forest is feared for having venomous snakes. Basically, I've personally encountered which I believe there are many in numbers, and that's why you encounter them the most. With me is someone who understands this forest the most, so I believe he will take me through it in the corners that will not be life-threatening, for we know we shall be trespassing to snake habitats or maybe other animals that we don't know they exist in these outskirts of Kakamega forests. So of course we have to eat some wild fruits, guavas, before we can get inside the forest. Otherwise, you might also encounter primates, and by primates I mean primates like the olive baboon, black and white colobus, the red-tailed monkeys and the blue monkeys. We also have a small portion of the local monkeys. They're called the brothers monkey, which occur mostly in the outskirts of these forests. Amongst those named primates, of course, the baboon are the ones that might be scaring. Sometimes they harass even women, mostly women and children. They harass them whenever they are passing around these forests. We have some villages that are inside the forests. Basically, you pass in between the forest for you to get into those villages. So for people passing through, mostly ladies or kids, they get harassed by these baboons. They can be as big as a human being. So yes, they can be life-threatening. So we shall proceed. Maybe you can just have a look at how a rainforest, basically Kakamega rainforest, looks like. And again, I insist, this is just the outcast. We shall not go so deep, because the deeper you get, the more maybe dangerous it might get. Among the birds that we have in Kakamega forest, we have the Egyptian goose, we have African black ducks, we have western crested guinea fowl, we have the common quail, famously known as Isindu in the Luya language. Also we have scaly sparrow, we have rock pigeons, we have speckled pigeon, we have rameron pigeon, we have lemon dove, we have red-eyed dove, ring-necked dove, laughing dove, blue-spotted wood dove, and so many other doves. We also have cranes like the gray-crowned cranes, black-crowned cranes, we also have them. The sandpipers birds, we have the common sandpiper, the green sandpiper and wood sandpiper. Then when we move to the eagles, hawks and kites, which basically are a threat to chicken, as we all know, Luyas with chicken are one and the same thing. So on them we have black-winged kites, African harrier or hawk, African hawk, European honey buzzard, the hooded vulture, the bataloo, western banded, black-chested, the brown snake eagle, the crowned eagle, the martial eagle, the long-crested eagle, booted eagle, so many eagles within Kakamega forest. We also have the owls, like the African grass owl. We all know they are associated with bad omen, I believe we all know that anyway. Then we also have the woodpeckers, like the speckled breasted woodpecker, the cardial woodpecker, the brown-backed woodpecker, the African grey woodpecker, the golden-crowned woodpecker, the bearded woodpecker, brown-eared woodpecker, the buff-spotted woodpeckers, fine-banded woodpeckers, and so many woodpeckers. So basically in Kakamega Forest, being a rainforest, we have more than 440 species of birds. So if you're thinking of bird sighting, Kakamega Forest could be a good place for you. When you visit Kakamega Forest, basically you don't have to have so much money. Otherwise, you only need, for a child, children you need 125 Kenya shillings, while adults we need 300 Kenya shillings. I believe that is quite manageable. And we also have some charges which you pay at the gate in case you need a tour guide who will guide you. Maybe you want to see a specific animal, but you are not sure on which side of the forest you'll be able to see it. So when you pay a guide, it will be easier to spot these animals or birds. We also have people who come to just see butterflies. So again, such people, such guides will make it easy for you. We also have a good number of wild fruits in Kakamega Forest. Like we have the goose, goose plums, we have pawpaws, we have berries, different kind of berries like the service berries, we have elderberries and many more. We also consider guavas as wild because we basically don't plant them, but currently we know people took advantage and they can be able to plant the guavas in our homesteads. Within Kakamega Forest, we have very valuable indigenous trees that are used maybe to make things like cooking sticks, or even the sticks that are used that are fixed on jembes that will be very durable. Those indigenous trees, those specific indigenous trees are found inside Kakamega Forest. Maybe we can be able to spot one, and this guy will be able to cut it for us. He will use it for his own good anyway. Most of the names have been given of these indigenous trees are in Luya, so I couldn't grasp them all well. But here is an example of one that he tells me is good for making cooking sticks. I'm told when you dry it, it's very easy to make wood carvings out of it, and when you do the sandpaper thing, it becomes very smooth. So while walking inside such a forest, it's usually good to be on the lookout on the branches. You should not just focus on the grounds for you maybe to spot something like a snake. It could be hanging somewhere above your head, and it can be life-threatening as well. So it's always good to be on the lookout on anything. Again, we have those snakes that they have a sound that will let you know whenever you are getting closer to them. So it's usually good to be on the lookout. Unakuwa tu rada basically. So this stick that this guy is picking, I'm also told it's good for taking care of animals, especially the bullfighting animals. When the stick is dried vizuri, then you're good to go. You can use it to prevent yourself whenever these bulls maybe want to attack you, or you want to control them in a specific direction. While I was cutting this tree, I realized one thing. This tree is not easy to cut. It's not soft like these imported breeds of trees. Not breeds per se, but these trees that tree seedlings that we plant, but they are basically from the Western world. So this one is a bit hard when you try to cut it. And that is the beauty of indigenous trees anyway. So Thank God we found a stick that will be able to help us maneuver, maybe whenever we encounter a thicket, that is, when we encounter a place where there is no path for us to use. So we shall use the stick to maybe to create a path for us, or basically, so we don't know what might happen. So again, if we encounter a situation where we have to use the stick to prevent ourselves from maybe an attack from an animal or something closer to that, the stick will really help us. As we move on, this guy was telling me of a story of a snake that it said it exists within Kakamega forest, that is capable of taking down a man using some tricks that he is trying to explain to me. Basically, it has some hook-like thing, as he says, on its tail. So it takes the hook maybe on a path where a human being or an animal can pass. So when you are passing, it will use the hooks to bring you down and maybe attack you. Basically, that was what he was telling me. If that is true, I'm not sure. Otherwise, that is the story is from him. I can't verify if that snake really exists anyway. So within the forest, you can see we have on the far end we have houses. Like I told you, here we have people on one side and the forest on the other side. Actually, what separates the forest and the residential areas is a small stream. There's a river that passes by, and that would definitely bring about deforestation, where people come in mostly in the night. They cut trees maybe for selling or for using as firewood. They also sometimes cut them to make charcoal. And that's why the forest rangers, whenever they get you inside this forest and you have a panga, it is another case, because they know basically you're there to cut the trees. And we all know the value of indigenous trees. Time to pick maybe some guavas. Again, I was being shown the difference between salty guavas and sugary guavas. You might not understand me, but yes, we have salty guavas and sugary. You should always pick the right one that you want anyway. I was reminded there's a tree that at some point it was cut down, but after 2 years the tree stood up. Again, I'll be taking you to where that tree is. It looks like a story that doesn't exist, but actually the first time I encountered that story was on KBC TV basically, and that was in 2022 Easter Friday. That is when that tree woke up. It had been cut 2 years ago. The branches were already cut and used as firewood by the locals, but after 2 years, from nowhere, the tree decided to resurrect. Again, I'll be taking you there for you to see it for yourselves. Those are among the mysteries of Kakamega Forest anyway. You also realize that there's a field inside this forest, and basically this is a result of deforestation. People graze here. Some even plant some weird things inside this forest, like bang, and they come and harvest them at their own time. Another thing that I forgot to mention is we have these roots called mkombero, which it has very many uses. Among those that catch the attention of many people is it has the potential to increase your manpower for men. So here you see this tree is among those that are highly valued, and you can also, if I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, the branches were already cut, but the main tree was not cut, or basically it was not carried. Otherwise, it fell maybe due to maybe heavy rains. It could be maybe someone just decided to bring it down. We can't tell, but the tree has been here for quite some time. It's dry. It offers a good chilling spot in case you are there, like we took advantage. Otherwise the tree can be used to, it's good for carving actually. One scary thing about a rainforest, you just never know what or which animal is looking at you, because when you go inside it, the more deeper you get, the more scary it gets, because it sometimes it's even dark. The sun is up, but you can't see well where you are stepping, where you are going. So it's usually safe to be on the lookout. Be very careful when walking. We've had instances like the snakes that ambush their prey, like the gaboon viper. Gaboon vipers is among the most dangerous snakes that were recently found in Kakamega forest. And by recent I mean the year around 2009. That was the first time they were discovered in Kenya, Kakamega forest. Gaboon vipers. They look more like dry leaves. So when you are walking inside, at least be on the lookout. Like you can see, I have gumboots that get until to my knees, just in case something happens. Anyway, we shall proceed maybe, and finally I'll take you to where the tree that was cut and again it came up on its own 2 years later. Otherwise we have holes. These holes are among those holes that snake will want to lay eggs and hatch their kids or snakelings inside those holes. So it's not a good place. It's risky. You never know what might happen next. So we decided to not waste so much time because of the unknown. You can see I was trying to zoom in here, and I don't know where my mind was, because what if I got a strike from inside that hall? Anyway, we proceed. The locals mostly benefit from Kakamega forest by getting firewood out of it. Even though you are discouraged to walk with pangas inside it, but we risked it. Maybe it was just a good day for us. Otherwise you're not supposed to get in there with pangas. A panga is a no. Otherwise you can get in there, just break the dry firewood with your hands and carry as much as you can. As long as you've not cut fresh wood, it is allowed to fetch firewood from this forest. We also have cases where people have decided to do beekeeping on the outcasts, but today we did not manage to get to that point. So in case you are willing to visit Kakamega forest, you have two options. If you are coming from Nairobi, that is, you can come by road or by air. So by road you come through Nakuru and Kapsabet, and then that will be around 418 kilometers from Nairobi, following Timboroa, and then you continue all the way on the A104 road for another 4 kilometers until you come to a left turn that leads to the C36 road to Kapsabet. Then from Kapsabet, now you can take the C39 road until it connects you with Kisumu Kakamega route. And then the C39 road will lead you to Kapsabet, and it's the quickest route from Eldoret also. And if you are traveling by air, then you'll have you'll have to fly to Kakamega. There's a Kakamega airstrip. Alternatively, you can also fly to Kisumu, then to Kakamega or Eldoret, then drive to all the way to Kakamega. For tourists, the Kenya Forest Service, the Isecheno Forest Station, is one that is convenient for tourists, and it's located in the southern part of Kakamega Forest. It's the most easily accessible area anyway. We have phenomenal trees like the fig tree and the well-known Mamamtere tree, which both are historic trees within Kakamega forest. Another thing is you'll find hiking path inside the forest that permit forest walking, camping, hiking, viewing primates, viewing birds, butterflies, viewing viewing game, and any other thing that you will want to do inside the forest. You all are welcomed to Kakamega Forest. Otherwise, we shall continue watching this video as we see how it ends. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Cheers to many more.
Kuna mtu tuko nyuma yake. Tusiongee sana. Tunaweza rudi. Tupite kando ya huko. Sawa. Turudi. Nimeloa kwa nini? Nimeshikali. Kautiri. Natafutia huo mti ilikatwa ikaamka. Ikakataa kukatika. Bora tuifikie. Hapa ndio mtu huwa anaruka alafu ingine inatoka kwa mfuko inabaki. Kamera inaamua kuswim. Ni ukweli hii mti fimbo ni mzito. Utachoka. Yaani mtu anakuja tu kupupu kwa msituni haogopi hata anaweza umwa. Oh, hizi zinakuanga rada, hizi miba. Ndio hii. Kumbe naikumbuka. Yaani mti ilikatwa ikaamka. Naona ni mbichi sasa. Kuna watu wanajaribu kuichonga. Sasa ilikatwa. Imeanguka. Hebu nipite ni kwa kaina kuchisi. Hadi ilikuwa imekatwa branches. Nakumbuka nilikuja hapa kuirekodi siku nyingine. Mpaka imegomboka magomba yote. Ilikuwa imekauka. Saizi ikafufuka. Na do you know iliamka siku Easter fulani, ilikuwa Easter ya 2022. Mimi nilikuwa huko Friday. Nikaambiwa Saturday ati kitu iliamka. Niliona KBC. Kuna njia huko ama tunarudi penye tumetoka? Sasa hizi tutembelee nje. Tupite ndani sana. Enye nimeona huko ndani ya
moyo kuri.
Moyo imekata. Kwanza wa hizo mashimo. Yeah. Mimi niko na gambut.
Mimi na hiyo.
Hata serikali kana kutoa hadi huko.
Nadhani nitatoka.
Lakini hapa ni pale ilikuwa imeshikana. Hapa ni kama ni pale kwa ilikuwa imeshikana.
No end. Yeah. Mimi naona kama alikuwa anavutanga bangi. Sasa kwa nini unajua mtu wa bangi anapendanga mahali kama hapa. Sasa kwa nini mimi nitakuja faidia watu wote wa bangi? Nitakuja kufanyia excavation.
Akipanda hapa katikati iko tu sawa.
Mtu wa bangi hapa avute bangi. Anasikianga fiti sana. Haira. Hii ni karibu tukina kwa mpini. Iache tu kiasi. Lakini nitakaunda tu kwa kiboko bado.
Nikachonga zaidi.
Vizuri niko na nini?
Ama ikikauka itakuwa nyepesi.
Niko na sandpaper. Haikuangi. Niko na ingine kunywa nitakuonyesha togusa. Venye tu nilikata. Ndio venye iko. Hizi alama zimechora fine.
Hizi ni bati nimepita.
Ningenichorea hapa ningefurahi. Alafu pige jibu ile serious. Kuna mistari fulani. Unaona kuna yenye nibebe ya maanduku. Hizi inakaa fine.
Kamera iko happy.
Hilo cheka imechukua.
Ina highlight. Lakini juu ni video inaendelea. Utamwa mapera ni kukula na wadudu ndani.
Japo ni ile nyuki imetulia ni kama ziko zinakuja.
Nasikia kuna nyuki za shimo. Ati asali yao ni tofauti.
Mbaya kabisa. Sio asali ni tofauti. Almost same tu lakini ni ile zile za nyuki ukilima tu na zisikie ile udongo.
Mtu alikuwa ananiambia tonsils nikitaka ipone. Nitafuta asali ya pokoti yenye umetoa chini kwa ground.
Inawezekana. Zilikuwa somewhere pia. Hii side huku kwetu. Si rahisi uharvest hiyo asali. Wow. Unajua yafaa ukuje, mchimbe tu kwanza shimo. Ndio mwanze kuchoma hizo nyuki.
Lazima mzichome.
Lazima moshi izifikie. La sivyo moto nyinyi wote ndio zenye mtotoka. Sasa unajua tu kilima tu zisikia harufu hata kwa saa ngapi zimeamuka. Shikanga ndio hiyo. Niambie nipate mti kama hiyo. Niende nichanganye na ile gusiki kwenye nilingo. Niwashe maka.
Mapera ni tamu. Huwa na avoid nyimeiva sana lakini hii ni tamu.
Lakini kama bado inakatika hivi iko sawa hivi. Nyumba ni ile yenye nakula hata sound haitoki.
Yaani hadi na sweat. Hii ni sweat ya kuogopa mashimo.